here. And he started walking her through different rooms. And as they entered different rooms, she said, and I have this on audio, I just don't have permission to release it yet, but he sent it to me. She said, it was like you were leveling up every room in a sick sexual game. And every room was a new level that it got more intense and violent. And she said, we went into the last room, and you said, we're now entering the throne room, which is what he heard entering into that big cave room. And she said that he continued to abuse her in a very utmost violent way. And she said that, because like what I just said right now could be somebody saying an excuse. Like, oh, I don't remember that. I was going somewhere else, I don't remember that. But she said, and she never told him this until he sat down with her at the diner and has it on audio. She said, while you were abusing me, there was a very large black entity standing behind you. His body was being controlled by something else. And it's wild. But there's these tunnels that are constantly coming up in culture, pop culture, like Stranger Things, to our show. Then you have the Tim Burchett, our local rep, which, by the way, just a reminder, you gotta get him on the show. Yeah, we're working on that, right? We're working on it. If you're watching, yeah. Tim Burchett, please come on. He's local. No, we're actually, can I say what we're working on? Okay. We're actually working on going to DC to sit down and do a roundtable with Tim Burchett, Eric Burlison, and possibly another congressman about the USD, USO, and social. So, can I tell all this together real quick? This is really wild. In Stranger Things, when he's going through the tunnel, and again, warning if you haven't watched it, and he's murdering that scientist, so when you look it up, that's supposed to be happening in Lincoln County, Nevada. Do you know where Lincoln County, Nevada is? In Lincoln County, Nevada, area 51. Okay.
And so when he opens the briefcase up, right, that little piece of the sword pinned to him, are they like insinuating an alien tie to this whole thing? Like an extraterrestrial aspect to the Mind Flayer in the whole realm.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, extraterrestrial for sure. I mean, they were calling it a planet in the show, but they killed it. So, maybe they killed them.
We can definitely say believe.
But so we have these tunnels and this operation. We have the underwater operation, which I don't think is a stretch to say underground. I mean, we see these things going in and out of the water. Where are they going when they go under the water? I think that Loch Ness has a key to this. To be honest with you, I think that what people are seeing throughout the centuries, some of it, but I think there is a real phenomenon because Loch Ness, I think in all of the UK, has the most UFO sightings. And it's also, I think, the largest inland lake, landlocked lake in the UK, I think. But they say that nothing can survive down there. But what if it's not meant to survive down there? What if it's meant to transition down there into another existence through tunnels?
Well, I mean, another time that to Stranger Things would be in season 4 when they go to the bottom of the lake to get to the bridge to the other world, the upside down.
I don't remember that.
That's
Really?
when- yeah, like they all go in and Eddie, Steve, like that whole older crew, they go down, swim down to the bottom of the lake to get through the bridge.
Wow. See, and like I know for the mainstream monster hunters, no woo-woo allowed, no scientists, no woo-woo allowed. This is all absurd, which I thought it was scary. They do a lot of monsters, which the jury does. And they present really good arguments as to why it can't survive in there. But what if it doesn't survive? What if it's real and it doesn't survive in there? It actually goes down and goes somewhere else where it can survive. And it keeps out at times. What if that is some kind of repercussion or I can't think of the word, equalization. Basically, it's something that happens when something else happens. It's a side effect. So people see that suppose it's creature, but it's because something else just happened. What if when that whatever it is appears, if you were to turn your head to the right, you see something coming out of the water that flies into the sky, or something like that. I'm just spitballing, like time displacement, like where it's gonna risk time because it's affecting time itself. Sure, my mind wasn't even going there. But like I remember when I was a kid, looking at the Loch Ness monster because that was one of my first loves. I used to look at like how can it survive, and if I remember correctly, there is a theory that there's caves all along underwater that like they caves, and that's why they built it up randomly. But what if those caves are actually tunnels? You know, so like I'm just thinking out loud, brainstorming on all this, right? But we have this idea of UFOs, UAPs going underwater, disappearing for extended periods of time. What are they doing down there? I don't think they're just escaping the water. I think that they're actually going somewhere. I think the water itself is a gateway, a portal, a threshold. I mean, it's from Bigfoot too. Bigfoot goes along the water. Yeah, but like it's seen going into caves with some of those practice caves with some Dogman, like Scott Carpenter's one of his most infamous locations where he has so much activity is surrounded by water. It's surrounded by water. So there's that aspect. Now, I think what we're going to be going forward into 2026, and this is where I'm very, I don't want to say nervous, but just unsettled with, to say, because I don't know, this isn't me saying this is a prophetic word, but I have a sense that the worlds are striking strange things colliding this year. The bridge is collapsing, and what is on the other side of the bridge is not by default, but going to be trying to manifest here. And it's not going to do it in hiding. We're primed as a culture for deception. With all the AI videos going out, nobody's going to know what to believe. And I think it's not created, it has created an environment for these things to manifest in front of you because nobody's going to believe it. Even if it's passionate, nobody's going to believe it. And I think this year, we're going to start seeing that. And I think we've been seeing things like this. Jack, start getting ready for the 911 call. You don't have that in your head. Because I think it's just a few months ago, this 2025. In North Carolina, there was a 911 call of a creature, a lot of people say it's a race, that manifested on this, that manifested, and you'll hear how it all unfolds on a 911 call. I would say this before we watch this video. One I can think of, but I know it's two, in the last year, I've had episodes, I think they're both number episodes, where people talk about encountering a race creature in North Carolina. So now this is documented on a 911 call, and I think that if you think about pop culture meets whatever I'm saying this is total reality, it's all that. Is there anything in cryptozoology that is any closer to what a living building is depicted as other than a race?
We haven't seen the face of that, so it's possible.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Jack, if you're
Well, I gear up, and then I start gearing up, and it starts like.
with an ungear. You let me know when you're ready to hit the initiate button on the regear. Oh, you initiated it?
Yeah, I'm in this game.
Okay.
What's the event
According to the family, and the
So there's more to this story. Carolina Case Files, right, Dad?
Yeah.
If you can at some point, just put a link in the description to the full video for people to go ahead and watch, and along with all the other videos we're going to be posting today. Those guys actually reached out to me, and or somebody, I don't know. I think you're handling their but check out that video breakdown. They actually interviewed the guy. They make the phone call, and I think this, what you just saw on that 911 call, is a starting point of the manifestation of the world, the bridge collapsing and the world colliding. I think that these things are going to willingly start manifesting more and more here, and I think our brains are gonna explode and pop. There's a supernatural war coming. Let me put it that way. A supernatural war coming. And Earth is the battlefield.
You know what's super weird? I'm on Google Maps right now, and I just looked up the Black River. I mean, people can do this. Go on the 210. It's like one of the only ways they crosses the Black River. The
No way. Like, check it out. It's literally right there. Wow. So if that's where he was, that's like go over into like a total for sure. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's happening. There's a collision coming, and this is so supernatural. This is so supernatural, guys. You can get caught up in the physical manifestation of a rake jumping in the back of a guy's truck. That's still nothing compared to what is going to come. This is a supernatural world, and I want to get into two other things in a few minutes here, because just as there's a preparation, there's also there's a preparation of a dark time in this called. And we see this happening in Scripture too. But before we get into that, there's a middle ground. So we just talked about the underbelly, the tunnel, what's coming out of the ground, these manifestations of monsters and entities, hell itself trying to manifest here. Then you have the battlefield, the ground here, earth. Before we get to third heaven, Christ, shield breaking, what do you have going on here? Well, this year, we have a brand new thing happening in this country. You know what this year is? It's the 250th birthday, anniversary of our nation. And to celebrate that, Donald Trump is hosting the Patriot Day. And I don't know if they realize the date on this day. Because in Hunger Games, let me just back up here. Patriot Day essentially is every state is going to send one boy and one girl that the most superior high school athletes, boy and girl in every state, is going to go to DC and compete in the Patriot Day this year to celebrate the 250th anniversary. And so like right there, well that sounds a lot like the Hunger Games, guys. You know, and it's like, well, we don't have the dystopian nature as the Hunger Games does yet. But when you find out, when you realize that the Hunger Games, when you're watching the Hunger Games take place in the year 74th anniversary of the Hunger Games in the movie, when you do your math, it takes you back to 2026 is the first year that the Hunger Games started. And so, it's like, could this be in itself pathetic as well? You know, mindset.
It's really weird the correlation of what he's doing that it's like two layers in. So on Flag Day, he's actually having a UFC fight afterwards. And then he's also holding the Ark Memorial with the goddess Nike on top, which is going to be like on the way to the Veterans Memorial. The goddess Nike will be on top? Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. Victory. They call it victory. It's the Ark of Victory. And victory is standing on top of the Ark there. In victory. So like, seems like he's recreating it, is what he's doing. I don't know. You described it before started recording as a spoiler. How do you feel as a spoiler? I mean, historically, a lot of the music, like the giant arches, like the ones we used to still were putting up in like, New York City, it was just, you know what temple that was, like 2 years back? There was like, I think Apollo, I'm sure it was the Apollo temple, and they were like taking it around the world, and everyone was like, it's the freaking gateway, they were opening these gateways, like, you know what I mean, like, specifically placing them in places as gateway arches. Yeah. And so here we're going to make a huge one with the goddess Nike on top. It's 426. It's like inviting. Hey, here's a portal for you to manifest it. And this is going to have the ritual. And what will you do? That is wild. So, welcome to 2026, friends. It's going to get crazy. So, like, that's what's happening in this platform, right? I mean, I don't really know what else that's on this show, because I'm not a political commentary guy. I barely follow politics. That's all I have to know is talking about ourselves and my perspective on things. But, like, it's just not my wheelhouse. I don't know what I'm like talking about the answer. But what happened this weekend in the Independence era, there's spiritual significance in the sense of liberation. There's that video online, 100 persons coming out to the worshiping in the street. Like, there's Venezuela and consequently nations around it are primed for a supernatural spiritual revival, which is very exciting. However, that kind of stuff, as the year unfolds, I believe, will be significant and it will continue, but it will be serving as a distraction from what's really happening in the supernatural. If you want to see what's happening in the supernatural, look what happened to people when you look at those things. You see like that's what's happening in the supernatural, right? And it's a gearing up for what's happening. Okay, so kind of a feeling into 2026, but yes, it's not a spiritual setting. I think I heard that it was also on the anniversary of him also taking out June and something like that. I don't even military really like that. He sounded like a dog. You know what I'm talking about? I forget what it is. But like, I heard there was like one anniversary, but anyway. So it's not really but you see what's happening in the physical, you know, so you have these huge monster sharks overflow, these monsters in the body of the shark.
God's father like is the son to Nas. So when we get to that level, I mean, it's not going to be a competition. It's not going to be anything that one level is like, wow, we really did it. It's really good.
What do you mean? Yeah. How do you know that? And how did we come here? Who did you look for? Do you remember? Yeah.
So, that this is what is your experience, and Dave is watching this through at his own experience, and she's just so cute, right? I mean, she's just so cute. And a lot of people would have thought I had a little booger on my nose, so I told you guys when we started, I said, well, I had a booger, you guys didn't actually check. I just saw a booger on my nose, so sorry about that for the last hour or so. Sorry, this is just a booger on my nose.
Jeff wasn't listening to this.
You're in the top 10. Yeah, he didn't have to tell me, I guess. He's like, well, I'm live too late now. I'll tell him afterwards. So, and you could say in that video, for, especially with Latin context, because I don't have full context of it, you could say, well, let's go brainwash by this. And that's why she's saying this, and, that's fine. You can say that. You can say, well, she's just saying that it's free. She's saying things that she's heard that she's saying things. One thing, I guess Mom would have stopped cutting her off because he kept it. I think twice there, he brought up the book. And I'm like, stop cutting her off. Let Kurt Cunningham, who worked at the front of his act surgery. So is it a shocker that he would come to children to speak to them because they're going to have the innocence to relay the message. You know, the children aren't going to overthink things like, oh man, they're really scared that, oh, I don't know, like, if I say that, you know, my social peer circle or whatever, it's just like, in the mouth of age, like, there's a perfect vessel to relay this information, because again, another reason why I'm so excited to talk to Joseph and Franco tomorrow, because autistic children kind of fit that bill. And it's just like, what he has been able to write about in his book and uncover is just, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. So there's that video. I want to go to, because what I'm trying to do is to paint this picture of how we left 2025, Stranger Things finale, things happening, and people talking about tunnels. I guess I can mention Pastor Mark Rogers, who's on YouTube. He came out with a video just yesterday morning, disturbed me greatly, because he was relaying things that I had been feeling inside, and like, yeah, man. And so I got his phone number and text him today. Hopefully him and I can connect and at least talk about this. Like, I'm not giving him things in the show. I just want to be able to hey man, this vision that God gave you. What did you see? What are you talking about? Let's not just suppose, like, I'll lay my cards and put you your cards and put you see anything else, you know? But, like he was talking about, he brought up tunnels and things coming out of the tunnels just yesterday. He's out of Chicago. And he was talking about, supernatural manifestations, but he was also talking about political stuff. And so, there's all that. So we have the underbelly, we have the battlefield, which Trump is conveniently preparing for us here, apparently. But then we have the heavenly preparing. And our friend Josie Lee, his wife Heather, will, her episode with me will air in 2 weeks from now. So tomorrow we have Katie Souza, and then the following Tuesday we have Heather G. She came in the studio, and Heather broke her neck as a I think as a teenager, she broke her neck. She died, and she had an interaction, came down. And she had, I think she almost died again later in life from kidney failure. But, great friends of mine. And, Joseph, he and his wife Heather and their daughter Allie were live for New Year's Eve. And all my friends watching, all my friends watching. There you go. But,
Bro.